4 years since the last Master Rule revisions, and I think we're due for another round this year. It'll be an opportunity to introduce some new mechanics and update some old ones. One thing they can update is the extra deck and side deck capacity. I've heard arguments to increase the extra deck capacity up to 20 cards, so that the extra deck isn't so tight. And that's given that we now have 4 different types of monsters for the extra deck. The extra deck has kept to the same 15 card limit since the inception of the Master Rule. But there's an argument that the game is balanced around the extra deck being 15 cards. And some cards completely change if you change the capacity. For example, Pot of Extravagance. This card is balanced around the extra deck having 15 cards. If you activate Extrav 3 times over the course of 3 turns, you've drawn 5 cards out of your deck. If you bump the capacity up to 20 cards and do the exact same thing, you now draw 6 cards over the course of 3 turns. And for some decks, that's not even a cost. It's just pot of greed for them. Like Grand Maju. If we're going to increase the size of the extra deck while also trying to balance around Extrav, I can kind of see going for 17 cards. You now have 2 more slots to figure out exactly what your deck needs, while also balancing around Extrav to make it so that you still only draw 5 cards. If they update the side deck capacity, they could increase it up to 18 cards. But that may cause some confusion with the extra deck being 17 cards and side deck being 18 cards. And this game is already plenty confusing for new players. So they would either increase both to 17 or both to 18 and just not care about Extrav. Now, will any of this happen? Probably not, but it'd be cool if they did. There's some speculation about a new anime happening this year, which could also affect a new Master Rule. The sequel to Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Go Rush is speculated to end this year, which I didn't even know there was a sequel to 7, so there's that little bit of knowledge for you today. So with the new series, there might be a new mechanic added to the game. I feel like a lot of people would suspect a new extra deck type, but I think the extra deck is plenty explored. Unless they're gonna make Ursaartic's gimmick an extra deck mechanic, I don't think it's happening. I feel like Konami's gonna focus more on the main deck mechanic. Whether they give us a new monster, spell, trap, or entirely new card type, I think it's a safe bet that they're going to experiment more with the main deck before they try experimenting more with the extra deck. Like I said, the extra deck is plenty explored. We have 5 different extra deck types, one of which is also a main deck mechanic. With a new potential anime, I can see them maybe making another alternative format. Something that we saw during the filler arcs of the anime and in games like Duelist of the Roses is Deckmasters. I always thought that was a cool mechanic, and it's kind of a shame that we never saw it again outside of Duels of the Roses in that one filler arc where Noah drags everyone into the ocean and pulls them into cyberspace. So maybe they'll revisit that in a new anime, and with that, maybe translate that into the card game. I just want to be able to slap a Deckmaster into a deck that I already have, but I don't think that's how they would handle it, and I really don't know how they would introduce a format like that. Plus, I have no idea if it would even see the light of day out of Japan, because we technically don't have rush duels. We have speed duels, and no one plays it. Not from what I've seen, at least. I see speed duel products all the time at game shops and corporate stores like Target, basically collecting dust because no one's buying it. Or at least not enough people to warrant a speed duel event locally. And something I personally would like to see is more Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. Not like Master Duel or Duel Links. I want more story-oriented games. I'm talking like Dawn of the Battle Royale, except not really, because that didn't do well. I just want to take on a world-ending threat with ABCs, okay? I want to challenge the shithead rival with Branded. Those are the kind of things I want to do. And I know the reason why Konami won't do this. It's because they're struggling plenty enough trying to get people to stay in Master Duel. And that's a free-to-play game. And they also wouldn't be able to make money off of packs like that. They tried doing that in Legacy of the Duelist, and it didn't do well. I don't know how realistic this is for a solution, but you cannot access the online service for this potential game unless if you link it to your Master Duel account. Have the online mode linked directly to Master Duel. Again, I don't know how realistic that is, but I think it'd be really cool to have a story-oriented game like Duelist of the Roses or The Sacred Cards. You know, games like that. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. And with that, my name is Vincent, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.